So I reiterate here, the bill is dead.
The story of this great city is about the years before this night. We are free!
Hey everybody, it's a new episode of Ho Ho Hong Kong. I am here, your host Mohammed Magdi, still by myself. Well, not really, I have a co-host / guest, but no Vivek. Vivek is getting better slowly. He is doing more work from he's working from home, but he's actually working from his bedroom with a makeshift, like a, you know, the breakfast table when people like bring their girlfriends or boyfriends like breakfast in bed. That's his laptop now. It's very sad that it makes me laugh. So, but he's doing better. Still on path to recovery. Maybe next episode I'll get a like a sound clip from him, because I did get a couple of messages accusing me of just completely taking over. And Vivek, I'm like, you know, you can message him, right? And also, I didn't break his legs. He made this dumb decision by himself. And it's what you get for having a girlfriend and a happy life and 2 houses. He used the coffee machine. I'll let him tell the whole story, but spoiler alert, he fell carrying a 37-kilogram coffee machine that was for his girlfriend's work. And as I said, that's, you know, he's a happy guy with a stable relationship and a few houses in Hong Kong. I have none of that. And guess who has not broken his legs? So, you know, he gets to suffer a little bit, and I'm okay with that. But I've been jealous of him for a long time, so that's what happens when you're... I go to the house every week, and I see them, I'm like, God damn it, you guys are awesome. So, you know, we have this concept in the Middle East, and I think in many cultures, of the whole, like, evil eye thing. I totally gave him, like, the evil eye. So, anyway, I'm sitting here today with another buddy of mine, / awesome comedian, / philanthropist, / many titles. Maityreyi Karanth, welcome back to the podcast.
Thank you, Mo. I actually spoke to Vivek.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can confirm he's alive.
I know, but you know, this is really funny because I said to him, hey, I can come there and read for you. It's like he broke his ankles, not his eyes, right? He can read it himself. He was like, no, thank you.
Also, he has one Indian mom already who lives in the same building. He bought her own house in the same building. He doesn't need another Indian mom.
True that.
Yeah, and she is also, I had her food before, amazing cook as well.
Oh, there you go then. He doesn't need me at all.
Definitely
is what you're
doesn't.
saying.
No. He has the girlfriend, he has the mom, he has got it all covered. In fact, part of me thinks because he works too hard that he might have done this on purpose, so he can finally be pampered.
Yeah.
Because a few episodes ago, he talked about he took the whole family for a Bali trip, like an extended part, like many people, and he was still very Vivek the whole trip.
Yeah.
Everything is so freaking planned. He commissioned a photographer friend of his, like a full-time photographer, so he can document the whole thing.
Yeah.
So he just treated it as another production, Vivek Babawani production.
Very soon he's going to discover that being that outside is better than inside.
Exactly. Yeah. So maybe he was like, I can't do this anymore, but I can't also not be Vivek. Yeah. So the only way is to just break my ankles and stay in bed. Yeah. But welcome back. You haven't been on the podcast for a long time. You did one of the earlier episodes kind of talking about your journey and your life.
Yeah, long time ago.
Yeah. We have been running for a long time. This is episode 230 whatever.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But one of the cool things that came out about you recently is this SCMP article that is only July, so basically just last month.
Yeah.
And I will link it in the description as well. And I'll read the title and then we can talk about it a little bit, because it says how this 52-year-old lost 30 kilograms in a year with OMAD, intermittent fasting, and healthy habits.
Yeah.
So first of all, what is OMAD fasting?
1 meal a day.
Oh, that's what
So
it
I
means.
did 1 meal a day, seriously, for a full year. Did not drink at all and lost that weight.
Wow. Okay. So it was that easy.
It was so hard.
But eating one
It
meal a
was
day
traumatic.
for a lot of Hong Kong people is their diet already.
Yeah, but people think that when you eat one meal a day, you can eat whatever you want.
That's
But
what I was
that's not true.
thinking.
No,
Oh.
no. So if you want to lose weight, though, and be healthy, then you have to still take care of what you're eating.
Right.
So it gets very, very boring.
And you're vegetarian as well.
I'm vegetarian, but that's fine.
Yeah, okay. But like, did you work with a nutritionist?
No, I just went for it.
Oh.
Because I discovered that within myself, after many years of lying to myself and blaming everybody but myself for putting on weight.
Classic comedian.
Yeah.
It's the audience fault. It's the roommate. Everything.
Everybody.
Yes.
Even you go to the doctor and the doctor doesn't know what he's talking
Right,
about,
yes. Yeah.
So finally I discovered that I overeat. As simple as that.
Right.
I had no other medical issues, nothing. So I decided.
You were kind of not hoping, but you're kind of like, oh, maybe I'm diabetic. Maybe I'm
I
this.
was.
You-
I went and got all these
That's
tests
so
done,
funny.
because I was like, and every doctor, like one Chinese
Every good result,
guy,
you're like, God damn it.
Yeah, but the best part was this Chinese guy in Ratanji Hospital who actually just took one look at my tests,
Yeah.
and he didn't even he didn't mince his words,
Yeah.
and he said, "You expat women,"
Yeah.
he said, "you're eating too much, and that's why you're overweight.
Right.
Go home
Yeah.
and think about it." That's all he said.
He's like, that would be $1,000.
And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, these people, they
Yeah.
don't know how to talk to you,
That's
etc.,
so
etc.
funny.
But it was so right.
Damn.
was
Okay.
really
So
funny.
that was one of the wake up calls. Have you always? I didn't know you when you were like much younger. Have you always struggled with weight?
I was always a bit chubbier than the others, but not overweight. But, people still, in India, they would still make fun of me while growing up. My uncles and all that, they would make fun of me. But
Right.
when I look at my pictures back then, it was bloody sexy.
Right.
It's not at all fat,
It's like what the Western culture would call like voluptuous.
Yeah.
Voluptuous.
Voluptuous. I mean,
Yes.
sometimes that's not true, but yeah.
Not obviously every overweight person is voluptuous, but that's
Exactly.
like the positive spin on it, right?
Yeah.
Because you can't call people fat anymore.
Yeah,
That's why there's so
exactly.
many fat people. Because you're calling them different things.
Voluptuous. Oh no, you don't get that in Asia, do you? You just get
no.
fat.
Yes.
You're fat.
We have that back home, except that like the diet. You lived in the Middle East as
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
and you lived in Bahrain, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously come from Egypt, and like that whole region is just like it's just ghee and everything.
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
coffee and fucking put ghee in it. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
it's crazy.
yeah.
And then you're surprised why people are so fat.
Yeah.
And the other thing is like the whole region is so hot, no one walks around anymore.
Yeah.
That's one of the cool things about you following your journey here, like since you started this kind of health kick, is how much you hike and go outside in Hong Kong.
Yeah. Actually, I got asked that, when I went back home, I used to get lots of questions. And one of my brother's father-in-law, he actually said, "Oh, I heard Hong Kong is very hot and you sweat a lot. Why are you so fat then?" So he was like, "Why is your fat not melting with the sweat?"
Right, because you're countering it with food. Well, okay, so did you give yourself a timeline? You're like, I gotta lose this weight. Like, did you have a goal in mind? And when it comes to like whatever, a TV appearance, or like you also do a lot of like events, live events and stuff. Did you have anything that it was like you're gearing towards?
No, actually, see, I was perfect weight up until I had an injury, which is why I put on weight, which was about 15 years ago.
Excuses.
No, seriously.
No,
I
I know.
broke everything on my side and all
How?
that. Oh, yeah. I was a squash player.
Oh, I love squash. Me too.
And I was very competitive.
Yeah.
And I banged myself, straight into the wall
yeah.
and broke everything in the side.
Oh my God.
And then I wasn't allowed to do anything for 9 months.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it was crazy because they kept saying, don't do anything.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't
Restless,
understand.
yeah.
I couldn't understand. How can you not do anything?
Yeah.
And I remember going one time back because it all was swollen again and, felt broken again. I went back to the doctor and I said, I had sex one time and it's all back again. My husband is, can you please not tell
Right.
everybody you're not having sex and you're doing it just one time?
Yes, you're like, it was once on the Chinese New Year. It's our annual routine. I can't miss that. It's the only thing I live for.
And then about 10 months, nothing. I couldn't, even if I picked up something heavy, the whole side would swell up.
Oh my God.
So I put on, that's when I put on all that weight because I found comfort in food.
Yeah.
But then I couldn't get out of that food habit.
Yeah.
So, so it went on, and then the excuses started coming.
Yeah.
You're lying to yourself.
Of course.
Etc. And you're thinking, oh, I've got insulin resistance because you've just Googled it.
Yeah.
And, you have
You're like,
decided
you found
that's
this
what
thing.
you have.
Yes. Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah. So, all of that.
And so when did you start feeling like proper like progress? After how long from the 1 meal a day thing?
Oh, very immediate.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
2 weeks, people started noticing. It's always people that will notice and tell you, not yourself, because you're seeing yourself every day.
Of course, yeah.
And they started saying, oh my God, what are you doing? You're losing weight. That keeps you going. And I realized why 1 meal a day worked for me is because I used to eat, like I'm one of those that if I took a packet of crisp, I would just finish the whole packet. I wouldn't
me
like
too.
eat little bit.
I can't have like a bar of chocolate in the house because it will just go immediately.
So if I did 1 meal, there's only so much you can eat in that meal.
Yeah.
So that's why it worked for me. So I went, just jumped into the deep end.
Yeah.
So many people were like, oh, why didn't you do just 6-hour window and all? Then I would eat all 6 hours. I would pick everything bad for me.
What I find most impressive about what you're saying is that you didn't have even someone who's kind of like on your case about it. Like, sometimes people pay like a doctor and nutritionist just to have that like kind of financial pressure so they don't fall into bad habits, but you just did it yourself.
No. I think in everything I'm a self-motivator anyway. So it's not just this.
Where do you think that comes from?
I don't know. It just comes.
I mean, one of the things that also is very cool / funny about you is that like when I first met you, when I first moved here, you were living in Sai Kung. And you have lived there pretty much, I would say, all of your time in Hong Kong, right?
Yeah.
So you obviously came here. I don't want to go back into the same story you shared in the previous episode, but you came here quite early on. Like, how long have you been here? Just the basic information.
24 years.
Right. And who chose Sai Kung and why?
No, so we were in Stanley first.
Right, okay.
8 years. Then moved to Sai Kung for the longest time. And all because I'm a crazy dog rescuer.
Right.
So at one point I had 11 rescue dogs.
Right. You can never have that in like a Hong Kong island.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
So always, Stanley was nice and, kind of big. And then Sai Kung, you got the same thing for lesser price. So we moved there.
Yeah.
And space was the thing for my dogs.
But you're also, the more I know you, the more I realize that you're actually with age, you're partying more, not less. Like everybody I know in my circle, including myself, like I'm slowing down with age, definitely.
Yeah.
And you're just going the opposite way.
Yeah.
Like there has been so many nights, like actually a little too many in the last just few months when I am leaving you in a place at like 3 a.m. And then I'm getting messages at like 6 or 7 in the morning. You're like, I'm at Ebenezer, you bitch, come here. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm waking up, walking my dog now.
Yeah.
And you're still out.
I'm like the other night as well.
Yes.
I put one of the other comics into the cab at 3:30.
Yeah.
And then in the morning I was at the junk. And so the comics were like, how are you doing this? You're 53 years old. But I started things very late as well. My first drink was 29.
Okay, that is actually wild. Yeah.
Yeah. So
is it because of the Middle East? Like you just didn't really have
I just didn't feel like, I didn't, all my classmates in India when I was doing my MBA were, I came from a not a well-off family at all, but they were all from a well-off family.
Sure.
And they were drinking and having fun and everything. But I had a, different kind of upbringing. I had a blind mom to go to, was single. I wanted to keep her trust. And in India, it's very hard.
Right.
You even get into the bike of your, classmate. By the time you reach home, people would have told, oh, look at what your daughter is doing.
Yes,
so I
she's
didn't want
smoking
to.
a cigarette on the back.
I just did not want to get into that at all.
And
so I was
the reason
totally
being,
goody two shoes.
Yeah, and the reason being that you just didn't want to disappoint your mom.
I did not want to disappoint my mom, and she was doing a hard job, a brilliant job, and she had blind faith literally in me, and I was keeping that. So Upi, my husband, was my first guy, and and things like that. So
And then
and then we moved to the Middle East. I didn't
Yeah.
feel like or anything. I don't
Yeah.
know. At 29, I had a South African girlfriend.
Yeah.
And then she kind of introduced me into
Yeah.
this, clubbing world and stuff
Right.
like. But even slowly, one drink and two drinks
Yeah,
and things. So
that
I've
was
done
back in
very
the Middle
slowly
East.
in the Middle East.
Yeah, yeah.
In Bahrain.
It's so funny how like someone starts drinking in the
drinking
Middle
in the
East.
Middle East.
Yeah. To be honest, knowing like, my brother lives in Dubai and I go to the Middle East obviously a lot. It can be an environment that is very special among the expats that is very
Yes.
conducive for like
Yes.
there is a lot of
And it's so safe. Bahrain
It's
is
so
so
safe.
safe.
Yeah,
You
so
see
is
the
Dubai,
same people all the time.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
really nice.
Bahrain is a fucking tiny place.
Yes,
it's so
yes.
small.
It's a complete cotton wool existence.
Yes, yes.
You don't understand the outside world at all when you live
You don't
there.
need to
You don't
sometimes
need
because you're
to,
making
yes.
so much money as well.
Yes,
No
and
matter
it's
what the industry,
tax-free.
tax free.
Yeah.
And then you have it's also good geographical location. You can travel
Yes.
to Lebanon, Europe,
Yes.
Dubai, obviously.
Absolutely.
People drive
Yeah.
from like Qatar and Saudi.
Yeah, Saudi. Oh my God.
The
people
weekend in
Oh, they are wild.
Yeah.
The women come in their burqas and everything is out.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah. So Egypt is like the other further option for that. So
Yeah.
I'm growing up like knowing that stereotype of like Saudi women just show up to the airport and underneath there's like a belly dancing
Yes,
suit basically.
yes.
Like, whoa, all right, calm down, lady. But it's not untrue. But now actually Saudis are pretty smart about it. They're like, we don't do that. We'll just allow everything back home.
yeah, it's
They're like,
changed
don't
completely
stop
now.
spending
Yeah.
the money outside.
My friends there, it's completely changed.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's almost like I feel like even from talking to my friends who still live there is a bit of an overcorrection because the locals feel uncomfortable. Like
Yeah,
the young
yeah.
people who are as liberal as they can be, they understand and they're cool with it.
Yeah.
But there is still like the shift is too aggressive.
Yeah.
Like you can't go from like I have been there less than 10 years ago on a business trip where the Dawa people, like the people who would like look at the shops being closed during prayer time,
Yeah.
those guys were there less than 10 years ago, and now we have WWE female wrestling. That's too much.
J-Lo was there.
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
that's too much.
Yeah.
You can't go from that to women
Slow
in
down.
bikinis
Yeah.
beating each other up, sponsored by the Crown Prince. That's insane.
Yeah. But at least, it's good. They've changed. It's nice.
I mean,
But
yes.
yeah, I understand the overcorrection is hard.
Yeah, it's hard. It's
hard on any
uncomfort-
society.
Exactly, it's uncomfortable for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But would you feel like how did Hong Kong come in the picture? 'Cause-
Oh, my husband got a job here,
Right.
and then we moved. In the beginning, I found like everything looked like matchboxes to me. The Hong
Right.
Kong, because
Yes.
Bahrain is everything is small and
Yes, yes.
and spread around.
Yeah.
Big villas and things. Whereas here, it's all
On top
tall
of
buildings,
each
everything.
other.
Yeah, on top of it. I used to call them matchboxes.
That's cute.
These buildings.
Yeah.
But I fell in love with Hong Kong so quickly.
Yeah.
I lived in Stanley, which was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was just all perfect. I started maths tutoring, so that's the business I had
Oh.
for the longest time. Yeah,
Huh.
yeah.
And just before we're recording, you're saying that you want to go back to that.
Yes, I really miss it.
What's with the math tutoring? Like that sounds like a
I'm a total math nerd. I actually sit and do equations in my head when I'm bored.
that is
Which
nerdy
is
as
so
hell.
weird though,
Yeah.
like a comedian and I'm doing so many other things
Yeah.
and then I'm a maths nerd. That's just so
It's
weird.
not even like additions and subtraction. You're doing equations.
Yeah. I love it. Love it.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. Again, apparently my dad failed in maths, so obviously
Okay.
not from my dad.
Right.
My mom, she obviously doesn't know because she didn't have the opportunities growing
Yeah.
up. So maybe it comes from her.
Right.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah. So going back to the transformation from Stanley, Saikong, and then after that you're like, okay. So actually, I think I take some credit for this because I left a couple of years ago, and then you stayed here. We're recording at my place, and you stayed here at my current place. I'm like, I'm subletting it or whatever. You're like, I will do it.
Yeah.
So you stayed. I think I was gone for a while, like 3 or 4 weeks or something.
Yeah.
And then I came back, and you're just like almost a different person.
Yeah.
You're like a city girl now. And then I remember, I think you went, fuck it, I'm just gonna stay on the island.
Yeah.
And you just went and found a place. Is that correct? Is that assumption
That is
correct?
correct. I loved it. I loved it so much. Everything was around and I did not know that feeling because I've lived in Stanley and then Sai Kung.
But it just-
Sai Kung
you
is like even...
I know, but you could have imagined it. I just find it so funny that you needed to stay on the island to know. Because
understand
sometimes
it.
you would stay in a hotel overnight, right?
Yeah. If I had a one-woman show
Yeah.
and I knew we were all going to get shit-faced,
Yes.
I would stay in a hotel that
Right.
night.
But you really need to get the feeling of the city.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
And I've done things like 3 a.m. after the one-woman show. I've walked up the peak and stuff like that. So I needed somewhere to stay.
Who the hell does a one-woman show and then who starts walking up? Also, it's like, I know it's Hong Kong and safe, but it's kind of dangerous also.
Yeah, with my best buddy, Alan was there.
Oh, yes, okay.
The
Okay,
two
so
of
you're not going
us,
by yourself.
After all the shots and everything, in my glittery dress and my sandals, the high heels
Yes,
and everything,
yes.
walked all the way up the peak.
On the stairs and like the morning trail.
Yeah, the morning trail.
What?
All the way from here up the peak.
Yeah.
And then at about 5:30, slept on those, the bench
benches?
there
Yeah,
because there were no Ubers to get
Of
back.
course, yeah.
And then at 6 o'clock, we get an Uber. And the funniest thing is, the next time I was doing a one-woman show, I decided to take my shoes because I knew something like this might happen.
Yes.
So I had my shoes at least.
Yeah.
And the same Uber driver picked us up.
No.
I know, because it's a Pakistani guy with Pakistani music.
That's so
and I've
funny.
only seen his backside, so
Yeah.
I don't know how he
Yeah.
looks from the front.
Damn, that's so funny. Do you think he has been every time since the first time? He's been going around like, where's that crazy Indian woman?
Yeah.
I know I can probably get some business done. Okay, so I'm just trying to follow the logic of doing a woman show in Soho, Hong Kong, and then you're going out drinking right after, in Elgin Street, whatever, and then everyone is calling it a night, 2:30, 3 a.m., and it's
Yeah.
you and your best friend.
Yeah.
And then you're like, all right, let's...
Yeah. I'm like, Alan, do you want to go up the peak? He goes, yep. And we both go. That's it.
That is... I don't
And
even...
then we did Mount High West the third time. So
That's something I don't do on my best days, by the way. I go to the morning trail often because the dog likes it.
Yeah.
And obviously from my house, it's just like my backyard.
Yeah.
But never. That's
and
like...
I met this guy who was exercising, obviously morning exercise, and I'm dying, right?
Yeah.
By the time we are up the high
Yeah.
west. So I remember asking him, how far is this fucking trail?
Yeah.
And he's looking at us in all these like crazy, I'm wearing all this glittery dress and everything.
And he's like, yeah, did you lose something? Why are you doing this? Did you lose a bet?
But so fun.
It's super. I can imagine also, but that does require a certain level of mental agility, like mental
Yes,
strength.
I would think so.
Did you ever watch Four Trails?
No.
It's a movie. I'll send it to you. Like it's a Hong Kong movie about some guy who created a challenge,
Yeah.
like a race of racing through all 4 trails of Hong Kong, like the big ones.
Yeah.
And I actually got in touch with him and I'll get him on the podcast. But the movie itself is so fascinating because it's a lot of people like you.
Yeah.
So like some people who are like, super athletic or whatever. And some people are like, fuck it, I'll just do it and see
Yeah,
what happens.
nutters.
And they're just like, yeah, exactly. And they're interviewing them like 2 days in, 3 days in, and they're just actually dying.
Yeah.
And you're like, but you don't, like when you're in that mentality, you're just gonna I'm gonna put one foot in front of the other.
Yeah.
And just, yeah.
No, it was fun, and it's a story to tell. All these things are stories to tell.
Yes, yeah.
It's so fun to think about it afterwards.
So you moved to Happy Valley because again, obviously you needed a space. You live with your mom, dogs, your kid, sometimes in and out, and
Helper.
your helper.
Yeah.
So that you obviously need space.
Yeah.
And you like to host people and stuff like this. So you needed like a big backyard.
Yes.
So Happy Valley made sense. You're on the island that's close to everything.
Yeah.
And you stayed there for how long?
I stayed there for almost 2 years.
Yeah.
And now I'm in Princess Terrace.
Now you moved to like Central.
Now I can crawl home.
Yeah. Now you actually cannot physically get any closer to Central than that.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of people, including people who have been on this podcast and listened to it. They do the exact opposite of what you did.
Yeah.
Everybody shows up to Hong Kong. They're like, oh, I'm going to live the central life. I'm going to party hard.
Yeah.
And they do this for X amount of time.
Yeah.
Varies from one person to another.
Yeah.
I know a couple who actually listen to this. Ben and Christine, shout out. They just had a baby recently. They have always been party animals. She's a PT. She has super active life and social life as well. And they were living in Kennedy Town, had the kid, moved to Lantau.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I've heard the stories so many times.
Yeah. People moving to Lama, all of this stuff is like, okay, we're slowing down. I'm partied out. Another friend of mine, Sophia, she's just moved to Lama as well. She's like a big party girl, but she's like, I can't.
No, I'm just discovering things. I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it so much. In fact, the TEDx talk I did was about, starting things at the age of 40.
Right, yeah.
So it kind of
and
goes
that was back
with that.
then as well.
Yeah. It's 13 years now, mind you. But I'm enjoying,
Do you feel
discovering
like
things.
there is part of you that is like, you just kind of like, you feel like you're catching up on stuff you missed out on as a kid or like as a young adult?
Maybe at the back of my mind, but I think also I love the fact that I'm doing things when I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I love that. And I think everybody should do that, rather than
Give an example.
like we do things. A lot of kids end up doing things when they don't know what they're doing, right?
I see, yeah.
And then either you have regrets or you have this or this. Now I know exactly what I'm doing.
Right.
And I feel even when I'm drinking and everything, I know what I'm doing.
Right.
So because it's so ingrained in me, I'm 53,
Yeah.
So I feel that I'm enjoying this so much more maybe than I would before. And then, it was a complicated life when we were growing up anyway. I don't think I would have enjoyed. I would have had to hide and do things. I'm not a hider.
Yeah.
I'm a very straightforward person.
Yeah.
So, I don't think it would have gone with my character anyway.
Yeah.
This goes with my character. And we're so lucky in Hong Kong.
Well, you're also
so safe.
I think you're also quite lucky in your unique position because your kid is old enough.
Yes.
And your husband's not around.
Yes. I mean, he is.
He
Oh my God.
He's alive, but like he lives in Thailand, right? Yeah, that's what I mean.
He does half and half.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like you have and you don't have a full-time job as in like, an office to report to.
Yeah.
So you're obviously self-employed, you do all of these things.
Yeah.
You have your charity.
Yeah.
So a lot of the stuff obviously is super busy, but you don't have someone that is holding you down
No.
to anything.
I mean, credit also to the boys in the house, including my son, is that nobody tries to hold me down.
Right.
Maybe they won't. I mean, I go out with my son.
Yeah, I've seen
his
that.
friends.
I've seen that, and that's also weird.
He'll message me at like 4 a.m. saying, "Where are you? Come here," and I'll run there wherever I am from.
Yeah.
And so
I mean, that's just one of the coolest like mother-son relationships I've seen. Genuinely,
Yeah.
I'm not saying this because you're my friend or whatever. Like I've seen you guys interact. And I've seen how you guys go out, and I've seen you interacting with his girlfriend, all of this stuff, and it's like this is such a My mom is super cool in her own way, but she's a conservative Middle Eastern mother.
Yeah.
It's like very different from the dynamic I'm seeing. It's like, a lot of people is like, oh, I want to be friends with my kids, but like you're actually doing it.
Yeah.
And it seems like the kid like really enjoys that as well.
Yes, because he knows his boundaries.
Yes.
As well. It's not like, because while growing up, I did put a lot of the values that I grew up with as well. So it's only now after he's grown up, we are just so, because now there is nothing, I talked to him so much while he was growing up that he knows everything about me. I can, I can say anything.
Yeah.
And nothing shocks him. He comes to my shows, for fuck's sake. I'm like, people have asked, they were like, how can you listen to your mom saying these things, And he says, she says worse at home.
He's like, this is the public version.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot worse. Yeah, bless him. He is, so he lives with you now. So who's in Central?
So he lives with me now because he's got a startup now, and so
nice. Let's plug his startup. What's his startup?
It's called Zona. If I knew how to actually explain what it is, it's a software that they are developing, and to do with crypto and stuff.
Okay.
And so that's,
what is it called? Zona.
Zona.
Okay. Well, people can look up Zona and find it out on their own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's very specific.
Right.
So it's very hard to explain in a layman term.
Yeah.
So I need to learn myself. But they're doing well. He's got a girlfriend. He doesn't have any other. He's not married. Doesn't have children. So I thought this is when he said to me, "Mom, I want to stop the job." He was with EY in cybersecurity.
Right.
I said, "Do it."
Yeah.
Because this is the time we can support you. We are here. And you don't have any other responsibilities. It's the best time for you to be doing these things. If it doesn't work, you can always get back into the workforce. But hopefully it does. So
yeah, I did a podcast a while ago now, like maybe a year or so ago. It's something about like talking to your younger self or whatever. And then one of the last things they asked me was about like what advice would you say to like your younger self or younger people? And I said like if you don't like the job, you should leave. just as a young person, like if you're young enough, you should
Yeah.
just leave.
Yeah.
Because I've been in so many shitty jobs that I now, like, with, working on yourself, you can work on regrets and stuff like this.
Yeah.
But like, I wish I didn't stay this long.
Yeah.
It's so not worth it, especially the job part.
Yeah.
Like, obviously people can have circumstances and but I'm like, please, when you're young and you have that flexibility, don't stay.
Yeah. But my family's full of professionals. We're all like engineers and doctors and very typical.
Right.
So I was very surprised that he wanted to be an entrepreneur. And I thought, finally, we have one entrepreneur in the house.
Yeah, but you are in a lot of ways, so I'm sure he's looking up to you as well.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I want to go to, like, I have a couple more things before we talk about your big show coming up. One is your love for Thailand as well.
Yeah.
Which is super cool because you also spend a lot of time there.
Yeah.
How did the whole Thailand thing start?
We actually went because I organized a 50th birthday party for Alan in
Nice.
Thailand.
Yeah.
And then we went to Hua Hin as a part of this whole golfing experience. I don't golf, but it was for him.
So
And
your best friend Alan is a Scottish man who likes golf.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then we ended up throwing him that party, and we all fell in love with Hua Hin, including, every guest that was there.
Right.
So
What's
that's
so
how this
special
whole...
about Hua Hin?
I don't know, it's a very...
I have been before, but just for the audience.
Yeah, it's a very retired kind of town. It has all the fun things, but not in an overtly fashion.
Right.
So if you want the overtly fashion, you can drive to Bangkok, do a weekend there and come back. But you can still have this and it's super clean. And I mean, Thailand's lovely anyway. But because the King's Palace used to be there.
I was going to say, because they still have
classy.
like a summer
Yes.
resort kind of situation
So they've
there.
kept it very classy.
Yeah.
So it's very nice in that sense. A bit slow for me to always be living there, but it's nice to go and come.
Yeah. Okay. And what's like, do you feel like after, would you want to retire here? Not that like you even like, with your lifestyle, I don't even see you never not doing anything. I don't see you as someone who's just sitting at home. But would you want to like quote unquote slow down there?
Ideally, I would always want to do half and half. I don't want to be there completely because I feel it'll age me, very quickly.
Right.
So I like what I'm doing. So who knows how long I'm able to do what I'm doing. But as long as I'm able to do it, I want to be, more here, but also there.
Yeah. And the one more thing is the whole dogs situation.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's something we have in common. Just love for dogs in general.
Yeah.
Obviously, me having a dog as well. But you seem to have a especially soft spot for rescue dogs.
Yeah.
And how did that start?
Always been like that. When I was my best memory was, I lost my dad very young, right? When I was 9, and just before he passed away, he actually brought a street dog to me, a puppy, just because I like it,
Right.
And I don't even it ran away after. I don't know what happened after he died, but I had that very intense memory of animals. Never kept one after, and then ended up in the Middle East with 2 rescues.
Yeah.
And then when you came to Hong Kong, it became 11, and then at one point I had 21 rescue dogs
In the same house?
No, I had half here and half in Thailand.
Oh my God, okay.
I still have 6 in Thailand, and I've got 2 left here.
Yeah. That's, yeah.
So in Hong Kong, we rescued all old dogs. In Thailand, we rescued all sick dogs.
Right.
Basically, my husband was stuck in Thailand during COVID. So I went online to all these dog rescues in Thailand and kept sending him dogs.
He's like, here's something to
Poor
keep you.
guy. I was like, oh,
He was there by
please.
himself.
Yeah, he got stuck there.
Oh my God.
So I kept sending him all these dogs. And then a poor guy, I mean, he kept saying, this is the
Sick
last
dogs as
one.
well.
Yeah, last one, no more and all that. But then he would look at them and, he had to agree. And then he would look at my face.
Yeah.
You have to agree,
Yeah, of course. No, it's very hard. Funny enough, a lot of the stuff that we talked about, except for the doing things a bit late, which is a theme in your show, but a lot of the other stuff you don't really talk about. For example, your love for dogs on stage at all.
Yeah, I don't actually.
There are some things that are like, now me being close to you, like I know there are some parts that are integral part of your character, but they don't really show on stage. But the other parts on stage are so like, they're related to you, but they're obviously exaggerated for comedic effect, which is normal.
Yeah.
But it's also, people can get the wrong idea about you. And I've heard that before, actually.
Yeah.
How do you balance that out when between on stage, like staying true to yourself, and at the same time not showing everything?
You know, to be honest, I never thought of it that way. Those are things I thought were me as well.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just being me on stage is how I saw it. But I did hear from other people getting the wrong ideas because of the things I am saying. I have had really, I feel like older women get it.
Yeah.
You know, they come and say, oh, we want to say these things, but we can't. And you're saying it on behalf of us.
Yeah.
But I think the younger people kind of think, oh, you know, she's talking about these things. But I also feel as a woman, if you notice what the men say and the women say, if I said as many like sexual things as a man did, I mean, I don't already.
Right, you don't. No.
But already I get said, some guy the other day I met, he said, oh, your jokes, oh, you're very good, but very racy. And I don't see myself as racy, you know,
You're not.
because I don't use some of those words that the people, but I think it's just because coming from a 53-year-old woman, it sounds racy, I think.
Yes.
But actually, talking about, you know, lack of sex or menopause, etc., is just things that are
just
life.
Topics. Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
life for a woman, you know, it shouldn't
and
actually.
even if you're not a woman, like you still know somebody, or you have a wife or a girlfriend or a brother or a brother, a mother,
maybe a brother, maybe
a brother who's transitioned.
Be careful what you say, Mo.
Yeah, you would know. It's not like you're talking about alien subjects, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So even the menopause, for the longest time, I did not mention because I thought, oh, men are going to cringe when I mention even the word for it. But I did a show for one of these menopause events.
Right.
And I wrote specifically for that show.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it. And I realized I can say it in a way that people don't cringe. You know, it doesn't have to be like that.
Yeah,
and
It doesn't have to be just shocking. Yeah.
Yes. And when it's a part of a bigger show, it kind of mixes, everything gets mixed. I've always thought I don't want to be one kind of comedian. So that's why you'll see my travels are there. I talk about America, I talk about Britain, I talk about Thailand, India.
Yeah.
In the end, I roast my husband. That's when all the sexual stuff comes.
Right.
You know, so it's not like from the beginning to the end anyway. But I understand what you're saying because I have heard this from others.
Yeah. One thing that I think it's a bit of a, I don't know if it's a struggle, but it's a unique position that you're in, is that if I had moved to Hong Kong whenever it was, 10 years ago or something, and then since I have started doing stand-up until now, I was the only male comedian like who is consistently getting booked and kind of like the top guy, and everybody else is a woman. And it's basically, I'm trying to flip the situation that we're in, because yes, it's when you're looking at an average lineup, there's a lot of guys, and it's just not just Hong Kong, it's pretty much worldwide. But here you're in such a strange position because you're kind of uncontested in a way, and that puts so much pressure.
Yes.
And when I thought about you, and I'm like, if I am that, and it's like all the women are just doing their own thing, but I'm like that one guy that they go for, that must feel weird. I don't even know how to describe it. So I just want to get your experience and your thoughts on this, because you really are. And it's not, again, like there are other women in the scene who are my friends. It has nothing to do with, but as a producer, and I said that to even them, I'm like, I'm just looking for who's good. You can be non-binary. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't.
Yeah.
I'm like, we have metrics. Those metrics vary from one booker to another, but you are the one who is everyone wants to book.
Yeah.
And among the female comics, definitely the most consistent. And as I said, in my own words, people can quote me that, I don't mind, uncontested. So how do you work with that in your head?
Yeah, in the beginning, I was actually the only one. I mean, before you even came in the scene, it was just takeout comedy.
Right.
And I was the only female for about 4 or 5 years in the lineup. And it does put pressure on you, because once you start doing one woman show and things, people expect that you you're standing up for the women.
Yeah.
Which I feel I'm doing already, being this person,
Of
and
course.
and then say, speaking to Booker, saying, hey, this girl I think is good, I'm already doing my bit.
Yeah.
But I think more is expected.
Yeah.
And
Because you're the one woman.
yeah, because I am the one woman. So there is that pressure on me. And in the beginning, I used to go on stage every time and say, I'm the only woman comic tonight, which to me was a fact.
Right.
And then people would clap, and I felt bring the level up.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So I saw it that way. But then started to realize that may be a crutch, and I need to stop doing that.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Because you don't, like, I've said that on the podcast before, you don't want to identify as that.
Yes.
And I've someone very early on in my comedy career had told me that, like, he's like, I was opening for like a big comedian. I was like maybe 1 year in or something. He was like, you're good, but you don't want to be the Egyptian comedian.
Yes.
You just want to be a comedian who happens to be from Egypt.
Yes.
And it's the same thing.
Yes.
You just want to be a comedian who happens to be a woman, not the woman comedian.
I just want to be a person.
Yes, I just want to be a person.
And I say that many times. It's like, don't book me because I'm a woman. Book me because I'm good.
No.
Right?
Also, if you want to be booked because you're a woman, you're in trouble. Because a lot of people don't book women.
Yeah.
It's not even a good strategic decision.
Yeah, okay. I didn't even think it that way. I just always wanted to be good. Irrespective of anyone around me, I wanted to do the best with myself.
Yeah.
And that's me with anything, in the weight loss or whatever, it had to come from me, and I want to be the best within myself.
Yeah.
Not in comparison to anyone.
Yes.
So, yeah, and that worked out, it has worked out.
How do you, again, because there's not like a limited number of slots for men or women or whatever, but here's another way to maybe ask this better. What advice would you give to women in the scene? Because you're not even in competition with them. That's the thing. And again, it's not because there is limited spots. There aren't.
Yeah.
And I'm one of the main producers in the city. We are gagging for new talent.
Yeah.
Men, women, dogs, just be funny and be consistent.
Yeah.
So just come up but no one is close to you. And not because you're again, it's not a competition. So I don't want to say what are they doing wrong, but what's your advice to them so they can start, being as consistent as you are?
Just focus on your set. Write more, try to do better. Don't think about the boys. Don't think about making it us against them. There is no us against. It's only you. Comedy is such a unique thing where you go on stage, you have nobody's backing on stage. It's only you, one person. So that means you have to be good. If you fuck up, there's not like in drama, in a play. Somebody will help you. They'll say some lines and maybe, cover up for you. Nobody's going to cover up for you. So I think you just have to work and work and work on your set and not make it about a man-woman thing at all. And just as a person who wants to be good on stage. And you will become good. And nowadays you have so many things about being viral, not being viral. Don't focus on all that, because comedy is all about, I think, maybe old school, but it's all about how you say your joke. And the joke, which needs so much writing to do. You can't always bank on your audience, talking to them and things like that. So you need to write your jokes.
Yeah.
And practice them.
I mean, I find this so basic. Like what you're saying is so logical and makes perfect sense. And unfortunately, I think I would add to your points. Everything you said is completely valid. And I would say the same thing just from a booker's perspective. I will add that being distracted / thinking that the politics of a scene, no matter how big or small, it even matters, is not a good way to go about it. Because every time you're thinking of politics, you're not really focusing on your set.
Yep.
As you said, you're like, oh, this person did this or this, it's like you're still not, I think it was LeBron James or somebody who said like, you become so good, you become undeniable.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yes.
And it's actually it's as simple as that.
That's so good.
You just have to become, and you are undeniable that like even a sexist piece of shit is still gonna hire you because you're just too good. And you will add to their show.
Yeah.
So that's it. Like, and I would add everything you said, especially to younger female comedians coming up in Hong Kong. I'm gonna be very specific here, so I don't get in trouble. The women here, like, take everything you said, and I will add to it, and don't care about the politics.
Yeah.
The politics, as you said, is like. Focusing on the men. What are the men doing? Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Just doesn't matter. We are doing headstands.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
If you become so good, then everybody's going to take you. And the audience is all that matters.
Yes.
If they say you're good, you're good.
Right. Yeah. here, I've seen that a lot. Actually, speaking of Thailand has a very toxic scene when it comes to the Bangkok scene.
Oh, okay.
There is a lot of like, you might not know much about it, but like there is a lot of like very small kind of like bookers. They're all like fighting each other and stuff. And the result is no one is good.
Yeah, yeah.
The
yeah.
comics are not good. The rooms are not great.
Yeah.
And even the international acts don't like to go there sometimes because they're all idiots.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh my God.
But it's true. It's like, there are good guys who are running there, but the point is that it looks like a fucking mess.
Yeah.
But because everyone is like, it's like, guys, this is a tiny pond
Yeah.
that you have no idea how even the word really
Yeah.
works.
Yeah.
And you're fighting over like, whatever, who said that. To end this on, very, very exciting things coming up. Not only that you have probably your biggest show to date in Hong Kong coming up, but also you have an Australia tour. But we'll get to Australia in a second. First of all, let's talk about your show. And that's obviously I'm involved as well as the producer. So we talked about this for a few months already. I think even a year by now. And one of the cool things that happened to make the show come together is that you had a dream theater.
Yes.
Which is the Shusan
Oh my
Theater.
God, yes.
Why do you like that theater so much?
So when I went to open, I think for Atul Khatri many years ago,
Yeah.
I was very fresh in the comedy scene, but I was opening for him. I went early,
Yeah.
just to see the theater.
Sure.
And I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
And I stood in the middle of the stage and I said, I hope this becomes mine one day.
Yeah.
And then you call saying, hey, we got Shuzon Theater for you. It
Yeah.
was honestly a dream come true.
That's amazing. That's so cool. Like, it makes me actually kind of like goosebumps, just the idea. And I will say, you already know that, but full disclosure, that date kind of fell on my lap because I tried. After you told me you want that theater, I tried with them so many times and it's just not available. It's in a great location. It's the art center, the Academy of Art Center in Wan Chai, one of the beautiful theater. It's also a really good size and it's a decent price. So obviously it's like very, very hard to book. And then my friend Letitia, who runs Spotlight Productions, brings these French comedians to Asia every few months, and I work with her on a regular basis. She had that show booked, that theater booked for September 23, and then something happened with the tour. They can't make that date. But she knew that I was actually like looking for theaters.
Okay.
And then she came to, she's like, yo, we have that date.
Yeah.
Like, do you want it? I'm like, absolutely. And it just kind of fell to me. And then I called him like, I got your dream theater. And I just like kind of booked it from there. But not only that, we're doing that on September 23rd, which is super, super exciting. But also we're filming the whole thing with a professional camera crew that we will later figure out what to do with it, whether it will market it as a special, we can cut it up for reels, put it up on YouTube, whatever we want to do. But
Hey, maybe it's going to be a Netflix special. Never know.
yeah, but that's it. That market it as a special genuinely means that.
Yeah.
We're gonna shoot it as a special.
Just feels nice when you
Yes.
say Netflix.
I know. I mean, we'll actually. I mean, we have a lot of listeners who are connected in that word. If you do know a way after that, if to hook us up with people who would watch and give us an opinion, we're happy to. But just that. Tell people, sorry to put you on the spot, but like do like a bit of an elevator pitch for your show. Just like why should people come to this particular show?
Well, first of all, this is, I think, you know how they call it, glass ceiling shattering event.
Yes.
For Hong Kong women's comedy.
Yeah.
Already, even if you take men and women together, there are only so many that do theater shows.
100%.
And this will be the first time a woman is doing a theater show.
Yeah.
I've already sold out 10 shows.
Yeah.
But it has like an 120, 150 max. And this is going to be 400.
Yeah.
The amount of this is going to be 75% new set as well. Out of all the jokes, I'm going to pick the best of the old ones and it's going to be all the new ones.
Yeah.
And I think you guys who are listening are going to have a ball. Not only because you're going to feel special sitting there in this, what might be a special, but also because it's going to be once in a, I wouldn't call once in a lifetime for you. It's maybe once in a lifetime for me, but hopefully not.
Yeah.
It might be a beginning of something amazing. You know, and you can say, hey, I went to see her in that beginning of something amazing. I don't know. It might. You know?
I know.
So,
and seeing how excited you are about it, and not just that, there is a couple of other. So we talked about the Joe Wang shows, which we did just a couple of weeks ago, and we have Ben Quinlan coming up 2 days before you. But both Joe and Ben are being executed by Clock and Flap. This one is not. This one is just me.
Yeah.
So, which obviously, it's a lot of work, whatever. I accept the responsibility and the risk and all of the pressure and the hair falling, all of this. I'm fine with it. But we also means we will definitely need people to come out to help us fill this one.
Yeah.
We're doing great, by the way, on, the numbers. We're doing fine. And given that it's 400 people means it's, it's a big theater, but it's also not that big when it comes to we're not trying to fill 10,000 seats. So I'm very confident, but I would like everyone, especially our listeners, to come. Especially, obviously, this is not a women's event as we established.
Yes, of course not. I made the men. They're
Yeah.
going to love what I say.
But I would also like, particularly our female listeners who are usually and I know that from actual experiences, some of them don't like to just always see the men on the lineup. So this is your chance also. We have our top female comedian in Hong Kong, uncontested for the last how many years, doing her biggest show to date in Hong Kong. And it's on September 23rd at the Shusan Theater. The link is in the show description. That's going to be the last theater show of the Hong Kong comedy season, by the way. Ben 21 and you are 23 of September. And then after that, you're off to Australia, which is also super cool.
My God.
Yeah, let's close with that. So in Australia, you're doing the Sydney Fringe,
Yes.
right?
So I'm going to do Sydney Fringe with Annie Louie.
Yeah.
So she
Previous
and
guest, many times. Shout out Annie.
and she and I are going to do half and half.
Yeah.
That's for 2 days. And after that, I'll be doing a few shows in Melbourne.
Hell yeah. We actually have quite, especially after Annie was here for a while, because I see the stats, and we do have quite a big, a decent following in Melbourne and Sydney. So what are the dates again? I'll put them in show notes, but
Sydney is 27th and 28th.
Right. Oh, wow. That's right after the show here.
I'll
That's
be flying
crazy.
the very next day.
Holy shit.
It might be Soho to airport.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. That's amazing. So to airport. Yeah. So okay. Everything is show notes, but do check her out when you go to Melbourne. And when you do, take a photo and send it to us, and we will post it on our socials as well. I'm very excited for you, not just for the show that we have coming up, but how much, one of the cool things that I see with you, just you're one of the people who is genuinely enjoying her life at the moment. We all have our struggles, we all have our ups and downs, but right now I look at you, I'm like, oh, that's someone who's happy.
Yeah.
And it's kind of rare sometimes to see, and especially in Hong Kong, it's very stressful and all of that. But I'm happy for you, but I'm also excited for what you have coming up.
Thank you.
Super cool. We'll see you guys on September 23rd. It's a Tuesday night. Please book your tickets early. It will sell out eventually. So we just want to sell it out early, and then we can focus on, preparing fun stuff for you guys. We'll also have a few opening acts and all of that. We'll announce that later. But for now, go to the show notes. September 23, Shusan Theater, Maitreyi Karanth. How do you say the title of your
Matriarchy.
Matriarchy. There you go. I tried to pronounce it before I failed. So Matriarchy. There you go. It's a fun little wordplay. And we will also record the Patreon now. We have sometimes I say we'll talk about this. I have no idea what we're talking about. So we'll discuss in between recordings. But join us on the Patreon as well. Patreon.com/ohopod. Other than that, all the shows and everything else coming up is on the show notes. Thank you, everybody. Slide into Vivek's DMs and wish him happy recovery. Oh, one last thing. How do people find you online?
On Instagram, Maityreyi Karanth.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So I'll put that in the show notes as well. So follow Maitreyi as well. And thanks, everybody. Have a good week, and we'll see you at the show. Thanks, Maitreyi.